Good evening and welcome to the 2017 Syracuse Law Honors Award Ceremony. My name is Kristen Duggleby and I am the College of Law's Director of Alumni Relations. As such, I am thrilled and honored to open the ceremony this evening that will honor some of our finest and most influential alumni. As we begin tonight, we want to acknowledge with respect the Onondaga Nation, the indigenous people on whose ancestral land Syracuse University now stands. Thank you to all of those who helped put together tonight's program, and especially to our alumni, family members, near and far, who work every day to improve the legal profession and who give back with such generosity to the College of Law, their alma mater. It is now my pleasure to hand the program over to the President of the Syracuse University Law Alumni Association, Carrie Eng.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to this very special occasion. I am Carrie Eng, President of the Syracuse University Law Alumni Association, and also a member of one of our reunion classes, and welcome to all of you of our special reunion classes who are celebrating special reunions this year. It is my honor to serve in this capacity as President of the Syracuse University Law Alumni Association, and especially proud and honored to welcome all of you to the third annual Syracuse Law Honors Award Ceremony. Thank you to each of you for setting aside the time from your busy schedules to join us on this Friday evening. We know many of you have traveled for long distances, some as far as from Zurich, Switzerland, Iowa, Oregon, and representing all classes going back as far as 1967. I'm confident that you'll find much in this weekend to inspire you, fill you with pride being a member of the Syracuse University College of Law. Thank you for all the amazing support you have all given to your alma mater and for showing the true orange colors by returning to support our institution this weekend. We are delighted to welcome to this ceremony both current students, faculty. We're welcome and thank you for joining us tonight. As you know, this college was founded in 1895 when the law profession was a much smaller profession and much different profession. Our Alumni Association was created to provide a link to both the past, the present, and the future of this institution. And perhaps there's no better time now as SULA works to advance this mission as the profession changes dynamically in very rapid and complex ways. The legacy of this institution has always been each generation of young lawyers who pursue justice without fear or favor, and we celebrate that legacy tonight. A night like this is also important because it gives us the opportunity to connect with friends, colleagues, beloved faculty members, and current students. But it also is a key moment in our school's history as Dean Craig Boyes enters his second year of implementing his vision for the college that recognize the transformation in this different time of the legal profession. Now, more than ever, the Syracuse University Law Alumni Association welcomes your participation of all alumni, all members of this community, by deepening the connections amongst our students, faculty, and fellow alumni, shouldering the effort through gifts, time, energy, and financial resources. What better place to pledge this commitment than this incredible building, Dineen Hall? This is the fourth year since Dineen Hall has opened its doors to each generation of new students. And it is an amazing facility that is yet to tap its full potential. Realizing that the potential is the essential element of the transformation and advancement of our law school, and our association will be a strong partner in that process. In a close partnership with Dean Boyes' the administration, the faculty and students, and of course, all our fellow alumni. But more than just a building on a university campus, our law school is a center of our community, a remarkable community of diverse people who bleed orange. Before we proceed with the honors, let me recognize some special members of our reunion. This weekend, we celebrate a very special class, the 50th anniversary of the graduation of the class of 1967. Would all the members, and I know a number of you are in attendance, please stand and be recognized. To each of you, welcome home. We also recognize the future members of our Alumni Association, current students who are here tonight. To each of you, we look forward to welcoming you officially to the member of our association and to the alumni family when you receive your law degree in the spring. There is much for us to celebrate this weekend. Yet, we also reflect where we are, how far we've come, and remember our colleagues and our friends who are in fact no longer with us. So please join me in a moment of silence in the memory of our deceased alumni, faculty, and staff. On behalf of the Association Board, I now have the very distinct pleasure of introducing Dean Craig Boyes. It has been an understatement to say, since he has arrived, he has worked tirelessly to get to know the college's alumni and an entire alumni family. Dean Boyes has established an ambitious, forward-thinking plan for the college's future, and he and his team are rapidly building on that vision for the coming future. I'm impressed not only with the scope and breadth of the initiatives he has laid out, but also the deep passion for this law school and its alumni. I would ask all of you to join us tomorrow morning for a breakfast here at the Manhattan Collaboratory, where Dean Boyes will share his vision. And I know he welcomes your feedback. So if you can't join us tomorrow, please seek him out tonight. We will be celebrating tonight in the atrium, and we can discuss and join us in working to build that greater vision for this institution and for all alumni. So please join me now in welcoming Dean Craig Boyes.
Thank you. Thank you, Carrie. And I want to thank the entire SULA board. This is a team that has worked very hard to make the Law Honors Program a success. I want to welcome also our alumni, faculty, staff, students, friends of the College of Law. As I look out here this evening, this is twice the number of people we had here last year, which was my first year at this event. And this is the goal. We want to grow this into an event that is the centerpiece of part of our tradition around the Law Alumni Weekend. As I said today, we're building that tradition. This is the centerpiece of the weekend. And as I continue to travel and meet our alumni, I remain impressed by the reach of the College of Law faculty, not only here in New York, across the country, but really around the globe. And so it's only fitting that we honor our alumni each year who have accomplished so much. I'm grateful to all who comprise this strong cornerstone of the college and fully aware and appreciative of the opportunity our vast network provides to our students, whether that's in terms of support for their scholarships, jobs, externships, and the many things that our alumni do in support of students here. So tonight we're going to celebrate 5 outstanding individuals whose dedication and leadership have benefited the legal profession, the college, and our entire community. It humbles me to share the stage with such accomplished alumni. I want it to be known, though, that these exceptional men and women are just the tip of the iceberg. There are many more alumni out there who have accomplished great things. We continue to find them. We invite you to continue to bring them to our attention as each year we highlight the things that they have accomplished. As the awards program goes, so does the number of nominations we receive and the difficulty that we face in selecting the recipients. I know this evening's honorees haven't just impressed the persons who nominated them, but they've also touched and influenced the lives of many others, including our students, and that speaks volumes for them as individuals as well as for this institution that helped them launch their professional lives. When I think of your accomplishments and dedication to the legal profession, I cannot be more proud to lead the college as your dean. Before we confer the honors this evening, let me introduce Rich Levy of the class of 1977, the executive secretary of SULA and co-chair of the Syracuse Law Honors Committee this year. Rich is a partner in the New York firm of Pryor Cashman, where he specializes in bankruptcy law and litigation. And this year, Rich and his 1977 colleagues and classmates are celebrating the 40th anniversary of their graduation. Sorry, Rich, I outed you on that. But I do thank you, Rich, and your colleagues on the board for your hard work and dedication. I know you put in a lot of time to making this evening's event a success. And I know that vetting candidates for the law school honors is no easy task, and that you took your charge seriously as well as with great pride. I'm grateful for your diligence and passion for the College of Law, so let's give Rich and the entire SULA committee a hand and welcome Rich to the podium. Thank you, Rich.
Thank you, Dean Boyes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, fellow graduates, faculty, staff, students, friends, and of course, our honorees. It's my honor to serve on the board of the Syracuse University Law Alumni Association and to co-chair the Law Honors Committee. It has been 40 years since I left the cramped old quarters at E.I. White as a newly minted J.D., but I've never been more proud to be a graduate of the College of Law. And this particular event already has a charmed existence. The weather has been sunny and bright each time we've conferred these awards. Our alumni are an amazing group, but the distinctions of our cohort sometimes get lost in the shuffle of busy lives. When the College of Law was finally settled into its new home here in Deneen, into which Whitehall would amply fit in the atrium alone, the time seemed right to the SULA board to propose an annual awards program to be a focal point of reunion weekend, to provide a unique opportunity to showcase the incredible breadth, experience, and accomplishments of our law school community. In early 2015, with a green light from the administration, the SULA board formed the Syracuse Law Honors Committee and tasked it to implement this new program, to use a phrase well known in the annals of American law, with all deliberate speed. Fulfilling that mandate, we rolled out the first edition of the awards for the 2015 Law Reunion Weekend. Administering these honors is, quite frankly, daunting and time-consuming for the committee members, all of whom have significant professional and personal responsibilities. Nevertheless, the committee solicits and considers all nominations submitted, selects the proposed nominees from the pool of, selects the proposed honorees from the pool of nominees submitted, obtains SULA board endorsement of the slate and final approval of the honorees from the dean, and then works with the dean's office on the ceremony itself, writing the medalist citations, publicizing the event, and staging the ceremony, down even to the minutiae of who sits where on this stage. And tomorrow we begin anew the process of selecting next year's medalists. We are proud and happy to do so. I want to acknowledge the Law Honors Committee members with whom I am privileged to serve and whose efforts, confidence, and dedication were instrumental in getting us to this point. Co-Chair Mark O'Brien, class of 2014, Suzanne Galbato, class of 1998, SULA past President Sarah Oliker of the class of 2003, and ex officio member, SULA President Carrie Yang, class of 2002. We were ably supported by Assistant Dean Sophie Dagenet and her team in the Office of Advancement and External Affairs, including Kristen Duggleby, Miles Bottrell, Melissa Cassidy, and Lisa Ledoux. And of course, a very special thank you to Dean Boyes, who fully embraced these honors from the moment he arrived at the College of Law last year. Please join me in thanking all of them. Although ours is a law-centric community, the Syracuse Law Honors celebrate distinguished achievements in any field of endeavor by any member of the College of Law family. In keeping with the mission of the College of Law to educate the whole student, the awards are not limited to a recipient's professional life or particular legal accomplishments. In that spirit, this year we received nominations from alumni worldwide, faculty, staff, and other friends of the College of Law. As you are about to hear, the 5 alumni that the committee recommended and that the dean approved are remarkable as individuals, as professionals, as exemplars of our College of Law community. Their accomplishments help to advance our profession and to make our world a better place. It is indeed a high privilege to be in their presence and to congratulate them. Finally, let me emphasize that the Law Honors Program belonged to all of us and to each of you, Every member of our law school community can play a role in the process, which begins by submitting nominations for this high honor. We are now soliciting nominations for next year's ceremony. Nominations may be submitted to the Law Honors Committee through the Syracuse Law Honors link on the College of Law website. I urge you to exercise this very special franchise. Doing so enriches our law school, cements connections among our community, and advances our profession. Again, my congratulations to the medalists. Let me now turn the podium over to Sophie Dagenet, Assistant Dean, who will lead us through the conferring of the medals. Thank you.
Thank you, Rich. And thank you to the SULA Board and the Law Honors Committee for your hard work in administering this year's program. Good evening. It is my great pleasure to introduce you to this year's 5 recipients. Laura H. Harshbarger, class of 1997. Looking closer to home, we honor Laura, who has built her career here in Syracuse at the firm of Bond, Schoeneck & King, where she is a partner and a member of its management committee, focusing on employment law with a specialty working in schools, colleges, and universities. She's been selected to serve on the National Center for Campus Public Safety's Trauma-Informed Sexual Assault Investigation and Adjudication Education Program, and she's frequently consulted for advice on matters involving Title IX, the Americans with Disabilities Act, and related issues. In 2013, Governor Andrew Cuomo appointed her to serve as chair of the 4th Department Judicial Screening Committee and as a member of the Governor's State Judicial Screening Committee. Laura is an outstanding citizen of her legal community, active among local, state, and national bar associations and organizations, sought after as a leading management-side employer lawyer in Central New York, and committed to the Syracuse community and to the College of Law, where she speaks on campus and mentors students. Frank W. Ryan IV, class of 1994. A pioneer in the areas of intellectual property, media, and sports, Frank represents clients across the country and the globe. A partner at DLA Piper, Frank is a member of the firm's executive committee and global board, U.S. chair of their intellectual property and technology practice, and he's deputy chair of their media, sports, and entertainment sector. His prowess as a litigator includes engagements with ESPN, Disney, ABC, NCAA-related matters, Nike, ConMed, and Al Jazeera, and that's only naming a few. Frank is a member of the International Trademark Association, American Bar Association, including its sections of litigation and media and communications, New York State Bar Association, and the Association of the Bar of the City of New York. With this success in practice, we also commend his commitment to the College of Law, where he sits on and brings a global vision to our Board of Advisors and supports our students through participation on panels and orientation events, most recently as a convocation speaker, and this summer set aside some time to help us celebrate our 40th anniversary of London X, our externship program in London. The Honorable Jonathan W. Feldman, class of 1981. From private practice to public servant, we recognize the Honorable Jonathan Feldman and his deep commitment to the fair administration of justice. Judge Feldman has clerked for Judge Michael Terleska, served as an assistant U.S. attorney, co-founded the firm Geraci and Feldman, and was appointed as the first federal public defender for the Western District of New York, all before his appointment as U.S. Magistrate Judge for the Western District of New York. Most notably, though, Judge Feldman is known for his distinguished service as a teacher of federal judges, as the Magistrate Judge Education Committee of the Federal Judicial Center's primary instructor on the subjects of federal criminal practice and procedure. In 2009, Chief Justice John Roberts appointed him to the Judicial Conference Committee on Defender Services, and then as the Magistrate Judge member of the Governing Board of the Federal Judicial Center in 2012. Magistrate judges across the country fondly recount his training them as baby judges, noting him as an engaging and caring instructor. His dedication to justice and training is felt by those he teaches and works with and is highly regarded within the legal profession. Lee S. Michaels, class of 1967. Last, but far from least, we celebrate the accomplishments in the 50th anniversary of his graduation from Syracuse Law. Often noted as tireless, Lee has spent most of his life in central New York specializing in tort law for 5 decades at the firm he co-founded, Michaels and Smolak. Lee has devoted his career in obtaining compensation for his clients for personal injury, wrongful death, and professional liability, trying thousands of cases, winning or obtaining countless verdicts and settlements. He has led local and regional bar associations, is recognized as Director Emeritus of the New York State Trial Lawyers Association, and a member of the New York State Academy of Trial Lawyers. Lee is a highly sought-after CLE speaker around the state. He's been a constant supporter of the College of Law, serving many roles: adjunct professor of trial practice, volunteer coach of moot court teams, treasurer, vice president, and president of the Syracuse University Law Alumni Association, and vice chair of the law school's Board of Visitors. Deservingly, Lee was a 2000 recipient of the College of Law's Distinguished Service Award. Let's hear from each of them and our 5th honoree, Judge Theodore McKee. I'll say a few words about Judge Theodore McKee after you've heard from all of them.
The College of Law taught me how to think like a lawyer. They taught me how to present myself as a lawyer. Even though I did not take any courses necessarily at the College of Law that marry up exactly to what I'm doing today, there's just no question that all of those building blocks about how to think about the law, how to understand the law, are things I use every single day. Those that most stand out in my memory mostly are from first year, perhaps because of the terror of the first year, who knows? But Peter Bell and Laura Lape. I wanted to be Laura Lape. Steve Wexler, just the funniest guy on the planet, made me think I loved contracts till I tried doing business law for a while and realized that contracts are not nearly as funny as he made them. And then later, Rob Nassau and tax. And I can still, I still have sound bites from each of them chirping in my ear from time to time, reminding me about basic principles of law, and I carry them with me. So in terms of diversity and inclusion, this really is critical. There is a fundamental problem when those laws are not welcoming, or when the process is not fully incorporating of all aspects of our society in all facets of the diversity of our society. Our firm does a reception every year for new incoming law students that represent some facet of underrepresentation in the legal profession. It's an opportunity to get them connected very early. I guess we all just have to remember where we came from, right? It doesn't take much in my memory to go back to terrified first year, equally terrified third year, then only somewhat less terrified first year practicing lawyer, where you just feel like you're walking malpractice. And so all of us give back to the profession by just helping someone else along, and it really is helping the next generation. It's doing no more than what someone else did for us. So, do I have any fond memories of Syracuse College of Law outside of the classroom? That is a question that would only be asked by someone who does not know me and did not know me then, because I had no fun. I was voted my favorite award, although I treasure this award too. Still, my favorite designation by far is my graduating class did not vote me most likely to succeed. They voted me most likely to spontaneously combust. And that was me. Well, I'm flattered, I'm honored, I'm just very grateful. And there are any number of people from my class who frankly probably merit this more, but I'm very grateful that I was chosen.
I was an undergraduate student here at SU. I was a student athlete, and I got to know quite a few people in the law school. Teammates of mine, in fact, who had decided to attend SU Law. And I got to learn what they were doing and learn about the law school through them. And for me, this was home, and I wanted to stay here and continue my legal education here. I learned how to think, and I learned how to learn and work with people, and I think those things have carried through to today. I've built a really good foundation here for the skills I needed to compete in the legal marketplace, and I'm forever grateful for what I learned here. I impart to people who work with me the things I've learned about hard work, about working as a team, the things I learned here at this law school. There were many professors who did, but two who stick out most of all are Marty Freed and Professor Travis Lewin. Those two were, I felt, for me, in my interest in the way they approached teaching, were special. I got engaged in this place. More importantly, I really began to listen and learn from other people. First from professors like Travis Lewin and Marty Freed. And then from my classmates. I learned from Liz August, Mark Bachman, my wife, Melissa Dunn, Dana Morris, Eric Paley, David Pierce, and Dave Pateska, and many, many others. I had an incredible time here. I had probably more fun as a law student, believe it or not, than I did as an undergraduate. I met my wife here. We had immense relationships here that we continued through today. So it was a very rewarding experience, not only in the classroom, but outside the classroom. The College of Law is a community. And I think as lawyers go on, graduate from this law school, they have an obligation to come back and teach law students, or at least share with law students the things that they've learned. To me, that's very important. This journey of becoming a lawyer is not an easy one. And it deserves nothing less than your full commitment and attention. And if you give that, I promise you that law school will be the most rewarding intellectual experience of your life and will prepare you for an amazing career. And so the way I've contributed back to the law school, part of it is financial, part of it is also helping law students come up with a path for their career, to talk to them about things that they should be doing as their career develops, and also to look for opportunities to hire SU law students. All of those things are things that I try to do as much as I can with the College of Law. I want you to find a way to be bold and take risks. Don't be limited by doubters. Be confident in yourself, and I want you to dream big.
A good law school education is the foundation for any legal career, and I received that at Syracuse. There were a lot of professors that made an impact on me. Two in particular were Emil Rossi and Travis Lewin, both of whom I took courses from and then got to know even a lot better because they were coaches of the national trial team that I was on. I have a lot of fond memories of Syracuse outside of the classroom. I remember there were very few courses that my wife and I took together, but one course was commercial transactions with Professor Donnelly. And I took it along with one of our very close friends, Rocco Mangano, who also graduated from the College of Law in 1981. My wife was a great note-taker. Her notes would rival those of Stephen Emanuel and Gilbert in terms of the horn books you could buy. So my friend Rocco and I would occasionally skip class and go engage in independent study of commercial transactions on Marshall Street. And somehow my wife's notes found her way into our hands, and we didn't miss much in terms of preparing for the final exam. The fact that my son graduated from Syracuse College of Law means a great deal to me and my wife. It was fun watching him in the career that he's chosen. He also wanted to be a trial lawyer and got to work with Travis Lewin and also Emil Rossi during the time that he was in law school. And just those connections really brought us closer together and made a big impact on him, and it was fun for us to watch him go through the College of Law. I think it's very important for alumni to give back to the College of Law, and I'm not just talking in terms of financial contributions, but in my position, I see so many young lawyers that are looking for mentors and looking for experience. I make it a point to hire Syracuse law students as interns in my office during the summer. This past summer, I had Sarah Pertel and Amy Johnson, both Syracuse law students, work with me in chambers. And just being able to mentor them and hopefully teach them something about the actual practice of law was a real treat. When I first heard about the award, I thought, boy, they must be scraping the bottom of the barrel here. But when I saw the list of other award winners and past award winners, I was really humbled and honored to be considered in the same group. Syracuse has meant a lot to me over the years, and I really am touched and honored that the law school would give this honor to me.
Two stand out. One was Professor Herzog. I think his first name was Peter Herzog. It was many years after I left before I would deign to call him Peter Herzog. But he taught torts my freshman year, and Professor Ronald Silverman, who taught contracts. Herzog, because he gave a sample exam to the entire section in torts. And as everybody knows who's gone to law school, you really don't know what you're getting out of the course. You're not sure if you're getting this right. You feel like you're lost until you get your exam back, and then it's often too late. It was an amazing time commitment on his part, and that really impressed me, and it's impressed me more through the years as I've thought back on it. Professor Silverman was just an incredible teacher. He could make things so dynamic and so interesting that I ended up taking every course that he taught at the law school. Even some courses that I look back on, and I loathe the idea that I took it. One was real estate finance. I have no desire to get into real estate financing whatsoever. But I took the course just because I so admired him as a professor and I got so much out of his classes. You know, I did so few things other than study outside of the classroom. I'd be hard pressed to think of anything totally disconnected to studies. The person who subsequently became my wife was living with me at the time. We got married early on in my first semester. So I think probably the events around that marriage was an incredibly small wedding. It was her mom, myself, and her, and that was about it on a Saturday morning. And that weekend, I think my first Thanksgiving in the law school, that was very, very special to me. My bent has always been trying to see the law as something which applies to people, not just the briefs and the papers. So I think my orientation toward trying to help people and use the law to help people constantly reminds me of the fact of what I'm doing, and it keeps me from getting too far afield and taking things too much for granted and divorcing myself from the people whose cases are in front of me. I remember going into the bookstore with Bandit Bob's, which a number of the older folks watching this will remember. And I walked out of Bandit Bob's with the books for the first semester. I remember looking at Black's Law Dictionary and thinking, that's a really elegant looking book. And no matter how things go in law school, if I don't graduate, I can put that on my bookshelf, and that's really an impressive book to have in your living room. So to go from that to now getting this award, it's just it's so much more to me than folks can possibly realize. It means a great deal, and I'm really humbled by it.
Let me first thank the Syracuse University Law Alumni Association for selecting me for this award. Sam Donnelly, of sainted memory to me, came to our law school the year that our class started. He actually became adopted as a member of our class. He was a young professor. I took all of his courses. He and I became very close friends, and we were friends till the day he passed away. Ralph Karras I never got to know very well. Nobody got to know him very well. He was a very austere person. He was the dean of the law school. When he called on you or me, it was a frightening experience. I would have to ask him a question back so I could have a chance for my adrenaline to drop a few levels in my head before I began to mutter some stupid answer. And what a great man he was is best highlighted by the fact that when he passed away, actually during our second year of law school, students and professors were just crestfallen. I've never seen people so upset at one time. And I remember John Houston well because he almost talked me into becoming a tax lawyer and almost talked me out of becoming a trial lawyer. So I had great regard for him for his devotion to me. What I remember is friendships. I remember my close friendship with Shelley Kurtz, with Andy Kiley, with George D'Amour, with Andy Pappas, and interestingly enough, one other person who went on to greatness, and that would be Joe Biden. It's an alma mater, which means our mother, I believe, and we owe back to where we came from. We only live once. I think you should give back to where you came from. After so many years, it's become somewhat of a grandfather thing. I mean, I'm basically 50 years older than most of the students if they're traditional age students. I love helping them, teaching them, and then helping them with their careers if I can. This is all about the students. And if I were to paraphrase LeBron James, this award is all about the kids, but I'm taking it home.
I've watched this video more than once, and it's made me laugh, and it's warmed my heart. And I don't know about you, but I am struck by the fond recollections of our professors. I'm also struck by the emphasis on our students, and this, I think, epitomizes what the College of Law is all about. So here we go. As I call your name in chronicle order of year of graduation, please come forward to receive your medal. We'll start with Laura. Laura H. Harshberger, class of 1997. In recognition In recognition of your distinguished career and contributions to the legal profession in your community, Syracuse University College of Law is proud to honor you with the Syracuse Law Honors Medal. Congratulations. Frank Ryan, class of 1994. In recognition of your distinguished career and your leadership on behalf of the College of Law, Syracuse University College of Law is proud to honor you with the Syracuse Law Honors Medal. Congratulations. The Honorable Jonathan Feldman, class of 1981. In recognition of your distinguished career and commitment to judicial administration and education, Syracuse University College of Law is proud to honor you with the Syracuse Law Honors Medal. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And then there's the Honorable Theodore McKee, class of 1975. Until recently, Chief Judge, U.S. Court of Appeals, Third Circuit. Still on the court, he was here today. It's like being at the Oscars. Unfortunately, he could not be here this evening, but as many of you know, we did honor him at lunch this afternoon. And so, on to Lee Michaels we go. Lee Michaels, class of 1967. In recognition of your distinguished career and commitment to your profession and your community, Syracuse University College of Law is proud to honor you, Lee Michaels, with the Syracuse Law Honors Medal. Let's congratulate our honorees. Thank you so much.
Tell you, this is really, really special. I had not seen the video before this evening, and it truly is moving and inspiring, and it really reflects what it is that we all do here day to day, what our mission is, and why we do this. And before we conclude, I'd like to take a moment to extend some special thanks. Where would this college be without our dedicated and committed scholars and teachers who comprise our faculty? Will all the faculty members who are here this evening please stand and be recognized? And supporting those faculty and the students they teach are members of our staff, dedicated and hardworking folks. Will all the members of the staff, my colleagues, please stand and be recognized? And of course, my personal thanks to Carrie Ng and the members of the SULA Board of Directors for their hard work to advance the College of Law's alumni relations and their planning and implementation of the program this evening, as well as the outreaches they do with activities across the country. So would the SULA Board members please stand and be recognized? And thank you to our alumni who are here tonight, commemorating reunions with family and friends. It's wonderful to see everyone come back together to reconnect with one another, with faculty, and to think back over the years about the legal education that launched so many careers. So finally, let us once again recognize the 2017 Syracuse Law honorees. This has been a terrific day. I want you all to enjoy the rest of the evening. There is a party upstairs, and so please join us. We have food, drink, and live music from a group of folks who will be introduced by our Board of Advisors Chair, Mark Malfitano, once we get up to the atrium. So thank you for coming, but it's not over. See you upstairs.